We have breaking news. Let's get right to it.
Past 24 hours, we've seen 34 new cases of COVID-19 here in Utah.
Following breaking news out of Utah, a magnitude 5.7 earthquake hitting just after 7 a.m. local time, about 10 miles west of Salt Lake City.
We need 100 to 150,000 tests a day.
What is going on in the world? It's Drerawka, Isolation20 Podcast, episode number 71. Whew, your boy is tired. So if you feel like I'm kind of out of it, it's because I literally am running off of maybe 3 hours of sleep. Not even 3 hours, maybe an hour and 45 minutes of sleep in the last 48 hours. No lie. I'm straight out of Cheyenne, Wyoming. Yeah, had to make a last minute emergency run over to Cheyenne, which I didn't even know. I thought Cheyenne was just the lady at Winco, which is a real lady. She helped me check out and self-checkout the day before, yesterday. So what was that? Tuesday, she helped me check out, and I told my wife, I was like, yo, check out the homegirl's name tag. And it says Cheyenne on it. I was like, it's a sign. We're supposed to go to Cheyenne, Wyoming. It's my first time going there, man. It was, under circumstances that aren't really, I guess, the best. I'll get more into it later, at a later date, at a later time I will. But me, the wife, Tavian, my oldest, we packed up the car, our little rental car, and drove out to Cheyenne, Wyoming, Tuesday at 7 p.m. Now, Cheyenne, Wyoming is kind of a weird time to be traveling, right? It's a weird time frame to travel. It's literally 7 hours away. So it's not like, it's further than Vegas, but it's not like to a cool place. You know what I mean? So we go to Winco, we get our little, road snacks or whatever. We say bye to the babies and we head on out to Cheyenne, Wyoming. And as I'm going there, I'm telling the wifey, I'm like, yo, this is the first time I've traveled out of state in the dark on the road. So I'm kind of nervous. All right. I'm kind of nervous. There's a lot that can happen. Right. And of course I bring the blicky with me, but there's a lot that can happen. I watch a lot of movies. I watch a lot of Hills Have Eyes. I watch a lot of Texas Chainsaw Massacres. I watch a lot of small town. If you are a minority, it's bad news. You know what I mean? I watch a lot of those kind of movies. So in the back of my mind, I'm like, yo, first truck stop is going to be bad. There's going to be horror things happen. There's going to be somebody trying to look at my feet while I'm taking a deuce. And they're going to try to play with me, right? There's going to be the dude that stops me while I'm, pumping my gas and is going to freaking drape his Confederate flag at me and make racial comments. All this stuff is running through my head. And on top of that, I was like, there's going to be a deer. There's going to be a pack of deer that flood the highway, and I'm gonna hit one of them. I already know it. I'm feeling this vibe already. So 7 p.m. we're on the road. We're heading east. Going towards Denver, but we're not going to Denver. Little did we find out, if we would have just kept on going about an hour more, we would have been in Denver, and we could have went to see Denver, Colorado. Never been to Denver, Colorado. I mean, maybe not much there. I don't know. Maybe some cool things there. I don't know. So we hit the road, and no lie, within 45 minutes of me driving on this 7-hour road trip, there was a fucking deer in the road. No lie at all. So I'm driving. I'm in the far lane, by the way. I'm in the far lane. No, I'm in the inner lane, right? The fast lane, the passing lane. And it's a 2-lane highway. And the deer is in the slow lane, right? And I was telling the wife, as we're driving to Cheyenne, Wyoming, I'm telling her, I'm like, hey, at least there's snow in the mountains. At least there's snow on the ground. Not on the road, but on the ground. So if I do see a pack of deer, if I see a deer, I can spot it because it's, everything's white, right? But the deer aren't. I didn't know. I thought deer were like brown, but no. The deer that I seen was gray. Concrete gray. Meaning it blended in perfectly into the concrete. I didn't even see this deer until it was on me. Pause. Yo, and that deer, as I'm passing by it, I swear to God, in slow motion, we locked eyes. And as I'm passing by and we're locking eyes, I swear I seen the deer's mouth say, "Not today, motherfucker." And then I kept going, but he didn't move at all. And the deer was brolic. It had like a brolic chest, like the kangaroos that you see in Australia. You know those kangaroos that puff out their chests? The deer had that type of chest, and it scared me. It scared me to the point where I told wifey, I said, "Oh, deer." And I think she thought I was calling her, but now I was like, no, like a deer. You know what I mean? And as soon as wifey looked up, she was like, "Holy smokes." And it looked at her in slow motion too. And it was like, "Bitch, please." And I was like, yo, they got some gangster ass deers out here. We're still in Utah and you got gangster ass concrete looking deer out here. Brolic. But it was, man, that was the start of our trip. Now it's clear skies. We just had a whole bunch of snow get dumped on us at once, a whole bunch of wind. It was horrible. It's been a horrible past couple weeks in Utah for snow traveling, right? It's been horrible. So when we got a little break in the sun with the sun, I was like, oh, okay, cool. This is the perfect time to travel. The weather gods are on our side. So we're traveling. Now it's dark, right? 7 p.m. to it was probably about 11:30. About 11:30, we hit Rawlins. We hit Rawlins, Wyoming. And the roads have been cleared this whole time. Not one speck of precipitation in the weather. It's been perfect. No issues at all. No potholes, nothing. I'm going 90, 95 maybe. The speed limit's 85, so I'm going about 10 over. And all of a sudden we just hear chaos everywhere, chaos. And the road ends up looking like a sheet of ice. It's horrible. Wifey's freaking out. Oh my God! Oh, babe! Ah! I'm like, what do you want me to do? She's like, the truck behind you. Big old diesels. I'm like, damn. Like, now she's freaking me out. I'm already freaked out because I'm like, damn. Like, I'm going 90 on this icy ass highway. You know, if you drove in the snow, you know, never hit your brakes. Never hit your brakes or overcorrect when you're dealing with, snow. When you're dealing with driving in the snow, you never do this. If you do, it's bad news, and you could really flip your car. I'll come back to that here in a moment. Or you can even just slide off and end up in a ditch, right? You don't want that, especially not when everybody's hitting the same patch at the same time. Diesels, little cars, big cars, cars with no license plates. It was all bad. So I flip on the hazards. Thank goodness I was able to slow the car down naturally, right? Kind of tapping the brakes a little bit. Okay, now we're down to 35. Jumping from 90 to 35 is crazy, right? Especially when you have a diesel truck right behind you and you can't see lines. Scary. And it was it was straight ice. It was the ice that hasn't melted because it's still cold up there. Even though it's sunny, it's still cold up there, right? So then I'm taking it safe, right? I put on the hazards. I jump into the far right lane. I'm in slow mode, yo. I'm with the diesels. You know what I mean? It's like big diesel, little Dre, big diesel. You know what I mean? I'm just kind of fitting in. And then it got clear. Boom. We back in it. It's clear roads. Okay. Yo, we back in this thing. I'm looking up ahead. I'm not seeing no hazards. Everybody's going. Yo, let's go. Too fast. Too furious. We going. Again. Babe, my son wakes up. What? It's bumpy. Xavier wakes up. He's like, I'm shaking. And at the time, it was scary. I'm not going to lie. I was scared. Because one, of course I spun out, right? But I spun out in like residential areas, not on a highway with other diesels, other cars with no license plates, right? All this is happening. I'm freaking out. Wifey, she does not, I told you before, she does not handle pressure well. Well, she made it a lot worse than what it was. But it was bad. Don't get me wrong. It was bad. It was bad. It was a bad situation. She had all the right to freak out. But your freaking out freaks me out, which freaks out the whole situation, right? So then we go and I slow back down, right? For about a mile, maybe 2 miles, it was ice. It was this patch of ice in Rawlins, Wyoming. Rawlins is the most trash part of the city ever. Don't ever, like, you have to drive through it, actually. Matter of fact, just go through Idaho or go through Colorado next time. Message to myself, go through Colorado. I'm sure Colorado does better job plowing than Wyoming does, because it was trash. But you know what I mean? I wasn't say it's beautiful, but it was pitch black. That was another thing that was scary. That was pitch black. I told the wifey, I told my son, I said, yo, it's gonna be perfect. We're gonna be able to travel in the dark. We're gonna be able to see the stars. You might be able to see a shooting star. I can't tell you the last time I seen a shooting star. It was probably like 2001 or to the year 2000 in outdoor school at Hosford Middle School. That was probably the last time I seen a shooting star. Which, outdoor school, a week straight of nothing but just learning outside. At the time, I thought it was dope. Now in 2023, kind of trash. Yeah, there's always a dude that has a wood type of name. His name is usually Cedar, and he usually carries around a guitar, and he always plays Bob Marley, but he only plays like 3 songs. He plays like No Woman, No Cry, Jammin', and he probably plays like 3 Birds. That's it. That's the only songs he knows. You know what I mean? You're like, yo, can I get Kingston Town? Yo, that's DB40. I don't know it. Hey, yo, can I get Red White Wine? Yo, that's DB40. I don't know it. How about Turn Your Lights Down Low? No, don't know. I need a duet. It's like, damn, man. All right. Well, can I just get 3 Little Birds? I got you. 3 Little Birds. It's like, damn, man. Shout out to all the Cedars in the world. So we, I tell the wifey, I tell my son, yo, we'll be able to see shooting stars. It's gonna be dark. We're gonna be in the country. There ain't no city lights. We'll be able to see everything. Didn't see a damn star. The one star I thought I seen, it was the damn cellular device, the cell tower with the little pitch light blinking. Boom. That was it, man. The shitty thing too was that I seen a bunch of like red lights, and I thought they were UFOs, but come to find out they were just lights on top of the windmill farm. Very disappointed once I found that out in the morning. So we go through Rawlins. We hit the little spot. Well, by the way, this spot called Little America in, was it Rock Springs? It was either Rock Springs or right before Rock Springs. One of the two. It's called Little America. If you're going out east, you're going to see every 10 paces, you're going to see a billboard. Yo, we got hot food. Hey, yo, we know you're hungry. Hey, yo, we got 2-for-1 special. Hey, yo, don't turn back now. You almost here. Hey, yo, next exit, we're here. That's how many times they promote it before you get there. They're kind of like me on Instagram, yo. I'm going to stuff my promotions down your throat. That's what Grand America or Little America did to me. We stopped in Little America. And it had like the collector, like you could tell some little old lady is in her kitchen cooking up like raspberry jalapeno jam and peanut butter jerky, right? Salmon jerky. Weird thing like smoked cheese, but the cheese is like weird. Like Wyoming cheese. Like Wyoming just tries to take the title of the cheese capital of the nation. They say, step back, Green Bay. It's us now. They got novelty items for Native Americans. I thought we were on a native reservation the way that they were trying to sell these Native American pieces and rocks and walking sticks. I did see they had a little hot sauce section where the hot sauce was in a grenade like bottle. It looked really fire. I didn't buy it though. You know what I walked out with? Yep, you guessed it, a Monster. I walked out with some Monster Energy. And as I was walking out, oh, by the way, nicest bathrooms. Super clean and organized. And I didn't feel like I was at a truck stop. They did a really good job on their bathroom. 5 stars. 2 thumbs up. I grabbed my Monster. Wifey and Tavian, they're looking at the novelty items. They're like, oh, we might want to get some ivory, earrings for our grandma. Or maybe, the babies might want a coloring book or whatever. They're looking. I'm like, all right, y'all look. I'm gonna go warm up the car, but I'm also gonna put in some gas. I'm gonna top us off. Pause. So I get the Monster out. I go up to pay out for my Monster, right? And there's a gentleman in front of me. Obviously, he's a trucker. Now, well, you might be like, Dre, what you mean, obviously? Dirty graphic tee, suspenders, Levi's, trucker hat. Hence, trucker uniform. That's it. That's who he was. And this dude was brolic. He had a pot belly, but he was about 6'5", right? So I'm polite, right? I give him 6 feet because I don't know what they're doing out here in Cheyenne, Wyoming. I don't know if they're still, 6 feet, don't touch me, yo, mask up. I don't know how they're doing it out here. I'm a small dude in the big pond of Cheyenne, Wyoming. Or Rawlins or whatever, Rock Springs or Spring, whatever it is. So then the guy, the trucker, he steps to the side, but him and the cashier, they're still having a conversation, right? So he steps to the side. The cashier says, how may I help you? I was like, oh, man, I'm just trying to get this Monster. He's like, all right. He rings it up. All right, I'll be $2.98 or whatever. And so I pull out my cell phone, right? I pull out my iPhone. And I usually do Apple Pay on everything. Just tap and good. I walk out with my item, right? But the little screen didn't say nothing about tap. So I had my phone out and I double tap. Except I had the GPS on it. So I put my phone in my pocket and I pull out my wallet. And I hear, you lost, boy. And I was like, what? Hey, you lost, boy? And I ignored him, right? Because mind you, what was going on in my head, yo? Like, it was going to be bad, man. American History X out here in Wyoming, right? I thought it was going to be Confederate flags and crazy stuff, right? That was in my head going out there. Blickies in the car. Because I ain't going to go into this establishment with a blicky. I ain't going to do that. Blickies in the car. Hey, I said, you lost? And I realized he was talking to me. Now, I knew he was talking to me the whole time, but I also was just trying to pay and get out of there as fast as possible, leaving my wife and son behind. They lighter skinned. They'll be all right. But me? Bad news, right? So I turn and I look up, right? This is the embarrassing part. I turn and I look up. You got to look up, and he's 6'5", pot belly. Probably a Gunther or something. And I said, No, I'm good. I'm good. He said, yeah, I seen your GPS. And I was like, this motherfucker seen my phone. He seen my phone. I tried to double tap, got moded, and it didn't work. He seen the GPS. He was like, oh, this fool. There's only one way in and out of Wyoming. It's east. You just keep going east or west. That's it. You can't go any other way. It's either east or west. You can't get lost. What are you doing, stupid? And at that point, I felt comfortable. I was like, oh, nah, man, I'm good, man. This is crazy. I seen a crazy deer, man, on my way out here. He's like, was it a popsicle? And I was like, nah. He was like, you got to check out the frozen dead one over there. And he was pointing me to like this dead frozen deer. And we had a nice rapport. He made my morning, because at that point, it's almost midnight. And I made his morning as well. I guess for the story, I added the boy. He didn't say boy. He just said, are you lost? He did say that. That's factual. And it scared the crap out of me. Paid for that, wiped off the windshield, topped off the car, and we were out. We ended up making it to Cheyenne, and let me tell you, Cheyenne ain't got shit there, but they got one fire street, and I think it's Main Street. I'm just going to call it Main Street, Cheyenne, Wyoming. They have these lights, and these lights are stranded between the street, on one side of the street to the other side of the street, all the way down for a whole city, 2-3 blocks. It looks dope. But that was the only dope thing about Cheyenne, to be honest with you. That was the only thing. Wyoming doesn't have scratch it tickets. My dad's a big scratch it guy. Anytime I go to Idaho or anything like that, he's like, yo, you give me a scratch it? Yo, there's always that one, yo, let me get a scratch it dude or chick. I'm one of them. If you go out of town, and yo, will you grab me a lottery ticket? Yo, will you grab me a scratch it? Because we live in a non-lotto state. So, no lottery, and it's a pipe dream. It'll be cool if we won. You know me, Mr. A. If I won the jackpot, it'd be on and cracking. So we end up coming back, and now we're aware. Okay, Rawlins is nasty. We got to be careful. When we get to Rawlins, we got to be careful. And me and wifey, we're switching off because it's a 7-hour drive. And it's literally, we left at 7 p.m. Tuesday night. We got there at 1:30-ish Wednesday morning. We did what we needed to do, and we turned right back around and came right back at 2 a.m. in the morning Wednesday, the time that I'm recording this. Right now, it is Wednesday, 3:54 p.m. So I've only been back in town for a few hours, right? So at 2 o'clock, we turn right back around. A 14-hour drive there and back. Man, I am exhausted. My son Tavian's exhausted. The wife's exhausted. It's just been a long day, and I wanted to share that story with you. If you haven't checked out Unrestricted, by the way, with Bangarang, oh man, that was a fun episode. I'm getting a lot of fun feedback from people. Getting a lot of DJs wanting to come on now. It's one of my problems. It's one of the problems as a podcaster. If you have a good episode or an episode where you know some other people that do it too, they're like, oh, I want to come on. I want to talk DJs talk. Like, son, you haven't talked to me or shared any of my stuff in like 5 years. And now you seen one episode and you want to come on my podcast that you never watched before and that you never shared before and you don't even know what it is. Now you want to come on. These people, man. These people. One of my biggest pet peeves. People that come around when it's convenient. Convenient friends or convenient people in your life. Call them out. I'm done with it. People that will just show up because they know they're going to run into you. They know that they're gonna run into you. So like, yo, I gotta go and like and share his stuff for 3 days before I see him. It's weird, bro. Super weird. Don't do it, man. Don't be a sleazy scumbag. It's weird. What else we had? Oh, Run the Jewels. RTJ. They announced a 10-year anniversary tour. Now, Killer Mike and LP, better known as Run the Jewels, is celebrating their four albums, including the 10-year anniversary of their self-titled album with a 16-show tour. The tour begins September 13th. I hope that's a Friday. It's probably not. September 13th with 4 gigs in LA, Chicago, New York City, and Atlanta. Big cities. That's where Run the Jewels is going to be at. This is exciting, man. I'm a fan of Run the Jewels. My favorite RTJ was 4. That's been my favorite one. I think that this is a solid group that is everything I feel like hip hop encompasses and what America encompasses. I feel like there is a very relatable group. I feel like they cross over. So you go to a Run the Jewels show, just put it on YouTube, Run the Jewels live. Look at the crowd. The crowd is so diverse. And it's really dope to see. And I love Killer Mike. Killer Mike is one of those guys that I would like to inspire to be. Not be him, but like his actions, his community involvement, his art, you know what I mean? His creativity with holy smokes, what was the show called on Netflix? He's Gonna Kill Me. I forgot what it was called, man. It was really, really good. He did a really good job at it. Essentially the premise of the show is, hey, living black in America. That means buying everything black. If you brush your teeth, are you using a black made toothpaste? Are you using a toothpaste that somebody black created? Are you using a toothbrush that somebody black created? Are you using transportation that somebody black created? Right? The food that you're eating, are you using it from a farmer that grew the food that's black, right? Everything's black. And he shows how hard it is to live black and keep the dollar within the black community, right? He shows it. And it's really, really dope. Trigger warning. Is it trigger warning? I believe it's trigger warning. I had an interview with Killer Mike a few years ago on my son Tavian's birthday, by the way. And do I have that out? I think that might be out. If not, maybe I'll release it as like a throwback Thursday or something, or like a way back flashback Friday. You know, the cool trendy words. Yeah. I like to do that. Yeah, Flashback Fridays with Drerawka and Killer Mike of Run the Jewels. Or TJ. Hey, let's jump into What's That Noise? 385-240-4666 is the number for What's That Noise. Now, this noise, a lot of people have been struggling on. I think you can get it, though. I have all the faith in me that you can get it. You got what it takes?
Made Viral proudly presents Bow Wow. See you at Club Echo Karma for this 21 plus event April 1st. Doors open at 8 p.m. and admission starts at $35. We've got a whole lineup of special guests joining Bow Wow.
Gotta be just like you.
Buy your tickets on Instagram at Made Viral in the bio link before they sell out. Search around the world. But don't miss this Back to Y2K event. Go to the bio link at Made Viral on Insta. That's at Made Viral. And see you on April 1st.
Are you sick of podcasts that just interview people with the same questions and gossiping nonsense?
Are you tired of hearing about what's wrong with the world? Can you locate your nearest orphanage?
Who cooked the Last Supper?
R.I.P. Mr. Potato Head.
Seppuku Harakiri.
Where is Mavis Beacon?
This is Hos.
And this is host Beefy.
Listen to the Beans and Rice podcast.
Exclusively in Braille and all streaming platforms.
Patent pending.
What?
What is that noise? 385-240-4666 is the number for What's That Noise. If you could tell me what this noise is, I will send you $50. No cheating, though. I had a couple people that were like, Dre, if you tell me, I won't tell nobody. I won't know if they told you what this noise is. Be honest, all right? Play fairly. You can shoot a text or you can leave a voice note anytime, any day, anywhere for What's That Noise. 385-240-4666 is the number for What's That Noise. Tell me what it is. Woo! Very difficult. Listen one more time. 385-240-4666 is the number. Shout out to the YouTube gang. You see it on your screen. Program that number in your phone. Program it as Isolation20 Pod. Program it as Drerawka. Program it as Unrestricted. I don't care what you program it as. Put it in your phone, because when you're listening in your car or you're listening at work or you're listening at the gym or whatever, and you're like, I know what that noise is. You can have $50 in your pocket right now for free. I'm throwing free money to you. All you gotta do is shoot me a text or give me a voice note. You can leave a voice note anytime, any day, anywhere. 385-240-4666 is the number for What's That Noise. Take a listen. Tough.
Hey, Dre, would you calm down for a moment and just let me talk? Just at this point, you're just rambling, all right? What's up, everybody? I go by the name of Will Wonder, and I have a podcast called The Will Wonder Pod. I know, super original name, but I promise you'll love it. We talk sports, we talk music, and generally have some really interesting interviews with people that are doing some really cool things. So make sure you check it out wherever you get your podcast. Once again, that is The Will Wonder Pod. All right, Dre, go on about your business, whatever the fuck you were talking about.
So I asked on social media at Drerawka and also on Instagram, what's that called? TikTok. I asked TikTokers too. I said, hey, if you got questions for me, I'm recording my podcast tonight. Throw your questions my way. I'm not shy. I will answer them. And today's questions are sponsored by the good folks over at Made Viral Events and Club Echo. Catch legendary hip hop artist Bow Wow. Yes, you know Bow Wow. You've seen him before. I said, lil' Bow Wow. You just don't know. Yeah, you already know. Let me hold you. Remember like Mike? Remember when he was slam dunking on Morse Chestnut? Yeah, that Bow Wow. He will be at Club Echo this Saturday, April 1st. Tickets are on sale right now. You can also just search on social media at Made Viral on Instagram. Look underneath their bio. You can find a link there. It will take you to where you can buy tickets, bottle service, all that good stuff. You must be 21 or above to go to this club though, so keep that in mind. You can also go onto their website, echokarma.com. First question came from Chase and Sandy. Ninja Turtles or Power Rangers? This one was tough for me. Ninja Turtles, Power Rangers. Both of them big staples in my life. For the longest time, I thought I was Michelangelo. I was like, I gotta get pizza, Dad. I need the pizza. Michelangelo eats pizza. Yo, Dad, can I get some nunchucks? No, you can't have nunchucks. What are you doing? I always thought it was nunchucks. Isn't it nunchucks? Excuse me. I was always like nunchucks. Hand me the nunchucks. But then on the Power Ranger side, man, when Tommy came out, got arrested dead, man, when that Green Ranger came out, whew, man, that dude was fire. He had the little stupid chest plate that was super corny. If you look at the first season of Power Rangers, their costumes, well, Green Rangers in general, they did him dirty. He wasn't supposed to be around, so they didn't really invest into him until the fans were like, no, that's our guy. Which is why I gotta roll with the Power Rangers. I feel like the Power Rangers were more impactful. I don't know why. I feel like you catch me in my closet being like, hoo-ya, like Tommy did. You know what I mean? Damn, but TMT. Yeah, no, I'll roll with the Power Rangers. I feel like they were more impactful for my childhood. Plus, they had Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, man. They had 2 fire movies. Secret of the Ooze. Sometimes it's hard to beat the original. The original was super dark, right? But the Ooze, it was more playful. It's when they implemented Vanilla Ice, Ninja Rap. Whew, man, I'm tough. I'm torn right now. I'm torn. I gotta go back. I gotta take my answer back. I gotta cross off the Power Rangers, got arrested dead, to the Green Ranger and the Yellow Ranger. And I gotta go with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. The whole series, the cartoon, the crossover with the Power Rangers too. Remember when they had the crossover with the Power Rangers? Yeah, I'm gonna roll with the Ninja Turtles. I think that's a solid answer. Thank you, Chase, for that question, by the way. And you can always get questions in as well. Feel free to reach out to me anytime, any day, anywhere. 385-240-4666 is the number, or on my social media at Drerawka. Okay, next question came from Antonio in West Valley City. Will you ever have guests on Isolation 20? I think I have. I think my son's joined me for an isolation before. I think I've had friends join me for an isolation before, but majority of the time it's just me. I mean, the little background on Isolation20 Podcast, it was the year 2020 when the world shut down. I couldn't conduct business. I couldn't record my podcast with people in my studio. And so I was like, well, let me start a solo pod. Let me start one where I could just let people get to know me a little bit better. I can just, riff and talk about things that I want to talk about and just see how this thing goes. Be within myself. And isolation, we were all isolated. And when you think about isolation, you're by yourself, right? So that's kind of the whole premise, but behind Isolation 20 was 20 is a year, obviously, but isolation, to be isolated. So I think bringing on guests onto this platform, onto this show, would go against what the brand is for isolation. Not to say I'll never do it. Maybe I'll add in, like, maybe I'll have like a friend segment or something. I mean, maybe I'll run a piece of content in this show. I don't know. I feel like when you are a creator, you can do whatever you want, right? So Isolation 20 might evolve into something else, right? I don't know. We'll see what happens. I won't say no. I'll just say with the brand right now, probably not right now, but who knows? Thank you for your question, Antonio. Okay, last question from Taylor in Brooklyn. Where Brooklyn at? Shout out to my Brooklyn folks, man. It's cool having friends in different states now. I feel like I was so on my own block, never left my own city. Like, even within Salt Lake City, like, there was a time I would only stay in Murray, or I would only stay in West Valley City, or I would only stay in Glendale, and I would never leave, that 2.5 mile radius. Why? Because everything is within that 2 mile radius. I can go to the store, the electronic stores right there. There's always a 7-Eleven or a Maverick right there. So no reason to really venture out. But now, venture out a little bit more. I got some New York friends like Taylor. I see you, Taylor, in Brooklyn. Hot dog or corn dog? I know why you asked this. It's because I was asking you those glizzy questions, right? Yeah, I see what you did. I think this is a valid question. We often think about the corn dog, ketchup, mustard. That's it, right? The hot dog, classic. Ketchup, mustard, maybe some onion, maybe relish, right? But then you can get super wild with the hot dog. You can get super wild with the bun. I mean, you could throw the relish on there. You could throw a whole salad on top of it. Yeah, I've seen people throw carnitas on there. I've seen people throw whole jalapenos on it. I've seen people just go crazy. I haven't seen people go crazy with the corn dog just yet. But I have seen the corn dog that's stuffed inside of a pickle and then deep fried. And so it was like a deep fried pickle with everything on top. Man, this is tough, man, because I think that it can go either way. If the batter on the corn dog is good, this is super fat man talk right now, but if the batter on the hot dog is good for the corn dog, that makes it super special to the point where you eat the little part on the handle. You know what I'm talking about, that little part. But do I go hot dog or corn dog? I am gonna go, man, I'm gonna go hot dog. I'll go hot dog just for the simple fact that you can do so much with it. With the corn dog, I feel like you can't really stack stuff on it, but you can stuff. You can stuff the corn dog, man. I might have to change my answer on that. I'll stick with that one for now. Thank you, Taylor.
Hey, Alexa, can you show me a new barber?
Don't worry, I got you.
Boogie Down Barbershop in Taylorsville is now open. Anything from gentleman's cuts, taper, fade, or if you want to treat yourself to a nice hot towel shave, Boogie Down Barbershop has you covered. Cuts for men and kids. Book your appointment today at boogiedownbarbershop.com.
The name says it all.
You know my name.
This is Are You Dumb?
News reporter fired for using a Snoop Dogg reference. For shizzle, my nizzle. Yeah, did you hear it? If not, let me play it for you. 1 second, please.
Snoop Dogg tattoo on her shoulder.
For shizzle, my nizzle.
I'm telling you. Julie, what you think about that?
For shizzle, my nizzle. So for those of you that don't know, this Paula Dean looking news anchor, she was just being a part of the conversation. You know what I mean? They were talking. Yo, for shizzle, my nizzle. She doesn't know. Obviously, you could tell she doesn't know. There's no malice behind nizzle. You know what I mean? We all know what the true meaning of nizzle is. Snoop. You know what I mean? But for this lady to lose her job, I wonder if there was more to it. I wonder if she had a strike against her and she was like, I can be racist. Watch me. And they were like, Susan, don't do it. I don't know if her name's Susan. Don't do it, Susan. For shizzle, my nizzle. Pan to me. Get my good side. Maybe she knew what she was doing. Maybe she knew what nizzle meant. Maybe she had some nizzle friends. I don't know. Me, personally, I don't think it was offensive. I don't think it was called for her to lose her job. And I ain't gonna lie, I instantly went to Twitter. When you have some hot stuff off the press like this, you gotta run to Twitter. And boy, I ran. Probably harder than I ever ran before. Yo, you ain't run, Dre, you fat ass. I know, but I ran today. I was like, yo, what's Twitter got to say? Yo, Shorty didn't deserve that. Hey, yo, people are too sensitive. Hey, yo, she invited to the cookout. By the way, there is no cookout. It's a barbecue. Most of your families have them. You can invite whoever you want. You don't need a certain invitation to come to the cookout, to the barbecue. You don't need it. Just make sure you bring good food. All right? PSA. Dun, 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 dun. So now, people are out here like, yo, Snoop, what you gonna do about it? And as of right now, I haven't heard anything. I haven't heard of being like, I got you, my nizzle. What's up? Bring back GGN News. Snoop, that's what you got to do. Snoop Dogg, bring back GGN News. Bring Miss Paula Dean Hanweiser. I don't know her name. Sorry, not to say Paula Dean's a bad reference. I apologize. Bring her to GGN News. Have her do the For Shizzle My Nizzle segment. Good? Too far? I don't know. I dig it though. Oh man, tough news, man. Tough news. By now you've probably heard about the senseless shooting in Nashville, right? the school shooting, something that is, I feel like it's just part of our vocab now. Another school shooting, right? Whenever it comes to children, whenever it comes to guns and things like that, it should never be another, right? Because I see on the timeline, people are desensitized to this type of thing now. It's almost like it's regular. And I hate to say that, but it's almost like it's regular. And as a father of a 9-year-old, we know what happened to those 9-year-olds. As a father of a 9-year-old, man, it broke my heart, man, that these kids went to school that day and they didn't come out. Or faculty members went to school that day and didn't come out. Hell, there was a substitute teacher that wasn't even supposed to be there, but that was there because they had a job to do and they had bills to pay, and they didn't come out. It's horrible, man. It's horrible. And the worst thing about it, and the reason why I put this in dumb news, all the news that's dumb, is because today, March 29th, Tuesday, March 29th, 2023. Several high schools in Utah had false alerts, false claims that there was an active shooter. False claims, joking. False claims happen like it was a joke. This is not a joke. And I was a kid before. We did a lot of dumb things. We used to call the 1-800, connect number. It was like, hey, big guy, what you doing tonight? And you had to be like, yo, nothing. You had to hang up real quick before you give them a credit card number. Like, yeah, I come from that era, right? I come from the era of stupid pranks and jokes. I come from the Jackass era where we would do stupid pranks and jokes. I'm familiar with this, right? But Columbine. Columbine was my era. I was there, not in Colorado, but same era. I'm very disappointed that these false claims, these false alerts happened. I'm very disappointed that a kid out there is needing attention that bad to where they feel like they had to do this thing. That's uncalled for. This is where you need to give your kids attention. You need to give your loved ones attention. If not, they're going to act out. They're going to get attention, but it's going to be the wrong attention, the attention that you don't want. It's going to be embarrassing if you're at Thanksgiving dinner and it's like, hey, how's Jacob doing? Oh, he got expelled. Why? Oh, he had false claims of school shootings. Awkward. And now the family's looking at you and, your son or daughter just stained the family name. Please be present in your kids' lives, man. Please try to get these kids to a place where they take over for us. Not to say that we were great, not to say that we're doing great, but hopefully it puts them in a place where they're going to do better. Because right now it's not happening. Netflix came in with some heat. Now, if you haven't seen this documentary, you are missing out. Waco, American Apocalypse. On Netflix right now, IMDb gave it a 7.1 out of 10. Rotten Tomatoes gave it a 90%. Now, in Waco, Texas, 1993, I was a youngster. I was alive, but I was a youngster. A cult leader, David Koresh, I believe is how you pronounce it, faces off against the federal government in a 51-day siege that begins with the biggest gunfight in American soil since the Civil War and ends with a fury of inferno captured live on national television. If that doesn't tickle your whistle, I don't know what will. This is a whole story that I didn't know about. I knew about Waco, right? I know about Waco, but I don't know about Waco. And this documentary gives you the perspective of the press, the perspective of ATF, and the perspective of the cult following, the followership. I feel like it's done objectively, and it's kind of crazy, man. Ever so often we get these cult leaders that think that they're the second coming, right? And ever so often we get people that follow them, because when you believe in something so much, you want to believe in something so much, you will do anything, and you'll go against anything or go with anything to believe it, including the second coming of Jesus. Crazy, right? So when this cult leader, David, when he was buying a whole bunch of firearms, when he was modifying these semi-automatic rifles to be automatic rifles, when he was buying a whole bunch of dynamites and explosives, the ATF said, ha ha ha, no, not today, son. No, that's not happening. That's not okay. They didn't knock on his door and politely ask, yo, we need to confiscate your weapons. They didn't do that. Yo, they went in there, guns blazing. ATF went in there like the SWAT team. Guns drawn. And, you know, the crazy I won't ruin this for you. I won't ruin it for you. I was gonna say there's no spoilers because it was 1993, but hey, things happen 30 years ago. Maybe you still don't know. But they tipped off somebody that was a part of this cult, I guess you would say. I put quote in quotations, cult. I don't know. They tipped him off, and he went and told his homies, yo, the ATF's coming, son. Lock and load. Let go. And, when the ATF came, tried to confiscate those weapons, the Waco bunch said no. Bam, 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 boom, 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 boom. 51 days later, it was a lot of bloodshed. A lot of children lost their lives. I think I read it was 28, I believe. A lot of people, man. And it makes you think how, obviously ATF, the government, the United States government, they handled this situation the wrong way. And if you remember that movie, The Negotiator, not to say that this dude, David Koresh, was a good guy, not to say what he was doing was good, because there was allegations that he was getting with 14-year-olds, 13-year-olds, right? Not to say that this dude was a good guy at all. But there is a way that I feel like you need to handle yourself when you are an organization. One, so you make sure that 28 kids don't get murdered. And two, so you can bring justice, real justice. Bring real justice to those that deserve it. Because, man, just going in there guns blazing, people lost their lives on both sides. You know, there was a lot of officers that lost there was a couple officers that lost their lives too. It was a serious thing. So definitely check it out. It's on Netflix right now. It's called Waco, WACO, American Apocalypse. Go check it out. Let me know your thoughts on it. Maybe you like it, maybe you don't. One thing that I love is hip hop. Yeah, man. Hip hop is a religion. Hip hop is something that I am always studying. Just like a missionary, always reading his Bible, always learning. It's like me, right? When a missionary goes to Argentina, they learn Spanish before they go, right? Just like me. Before I listen to a Snoop Dogg album, I need to understand the language. For shizzle, my nizzle. I need to know what nizzle is. It's just like hip hop, man. Hip hop is a religion that I subscribe to, that I'm always trying to learn. There was a book written a long time ago, 1974, in New York. Who wrote it? Some people say Herc, some people say Flash, some people say other people. You know what I mean? I don't know who started it, and if you can point one person out, but what I do know is that this religion brings a lot of smiles. This religion brings a lot of confidence. This religion brings a lot of faith that things can get better, right? It heals a lot of people too. So when I heard that Jay Dilla has a documentary coming out, we heard about this a few months ago. Matter of fact, it might have been last summer we heard about this. We finally got a date though. So Jay Dilla's documentary is premiering on FX and Hulu Network next month. So a documentary on Dilla's life and legacy will be, it's got smaller handwriting right here. Will be premiering on FX and Hulu next month, which has many fans excited. The legacy of Jay Dilla will be released on April 7th, which will take an in-depth look at Jay Dilla's impact on hip-hop, which he had a great impact. I feel like you got to have some donuts when you watch this. Jay Dilla's mother said about how protective she is of her son's legacy. I will stay in there and will fight. I will let nobody put my son down. What I do for him now will be felt later. I'm here to live to his music and his legacy. That's from Mama Dilla. I'm excited to see how much he contributed to other groups and other artists that we might not even know about. Because he did, man. His sound had a major impact on a lot of people. And I'm excited to learn, right? Going back to the religion thing. I'm excited to go to church April 7th, click play, read my scriptures, and learn. I'm excited for it. And hopefully you are as well. Ryan Coogler, the very famous director, he is going to, which, if you don't know Ryan Coogler, he's done obviously Black Panther, Wakanda, Creed, and also Fruitville Station with Michael B. Jordan. He might be doing the X-Files. He might be rebooting the X-Files. If you remember back on Fox 13 on Fridays at like 8 o'clock. Was it 8 o'clock? Maybe it was 10 o'clock. It was after, I think it was after America's Most Wanted, because it was always Cops, America's Most Wanted, and then X-Files. Sorry, I was trying to do the little noise. Anyway, Chris Carter, the creator of X-Files, revealed that Ryan Coogler is developing a reimaged reboot of the classic series. Okay. Nothing much there other than Ryan Coogler is going to put his thumbprint on it. I text Will Wonder. I said, yo, son, do you think Peele is upset about this? I feel like that'll be Jordan Peele's kind of like his lane. I wasn't an X-Files fan then. I thought it was kind of weird. But then again, I was a child. I wasn't really looking for it. I was like, yo, Tales from the Crypt? What? Y'all want to see that little anorexic looking crazy crackhead come out of his coffin and go, ah! That's what I want to see. Guess we'll have to wait and see.
Hey, yo, you're probably listening to the Unrestricted Podcast with Drerawka.
We are?
No, they are.
Yeah, oh, right.
Oh, wow.
And I'm the real Ruby. You can catch me and Fonzie and the G Daddy Funk on Lake Talk 801 Podcast.
Yeah, but I think you have to come in more smoother, more funnier. Like, yeah, they could catch us on the Lake Talk 801 Podcast.
Yeah, y'all can catch us on the Lake Talk 801.
Yeah, and be like, and yeah, man, hey, and they could catch people like me, the real Ruby, and people like you, Fonzie, and people like him, G Daddy Funk, on the Lake Talk 801. Who cares?
What did he say?
Huh?
I didn't hear him.
I don't know, but this probably should be the ad.
Are these on?
Catch a new episode every Monday on all streaming platforms. The Lake Talk 801. Tune in now.
Man, you know what sounds really good? Just some chips and salsa.
You want the best salsa ever? Get yourself some Sauce Up Salsa at sauceupsalsa.com. Fresh fire roasted salsa, fresh ingredients, fresh produce made just for you.
If you're a sports athlete looking for a mouthguard to protect your pearly whites, look no further than All Sports Mouthguards.
All Sports Mouthguards, located in West Jordan, Utah. Come visit us, 1385 West, 9000 South in West Jordan, Utah. We offer high quality, made in the USA, custom molded and custom designed mouthguards.
All right, that's it. That's all your bitch ass gets.
All right, that's all you get. Isolation20 Podcast, episode number 71. I will be at Chakra Lounge this Friday, tomorrow. Actually, when this drops, it'll be tomorrow, March 31st, 364 South State Street, Chakra Lounge. I'll be there. I think I go on at 9. I think I'm playing 9 to 11. Bad Boy Brian will come on 11 to 12 or 11 to 1, do his thing. So come on out. It'll be a lot of fun. And it would make me happy. Thank you to everybody that shared my little promo video, man. That's something that I've always wanted. I've always done, but I'm trying to be more consistent on is just being more present with my promotions and giving people value. You know what I mean? people are paying us to do a service. It's like, hey, how about we go above and beyond? You know what I mean? So if you're these nightclubs, if they're treating you right, or these bars are treating you right, you should treat them right. One thing that I heard growing up was, yo, go where you're celebrated, not where you're tolerated. You know what I mean? So if I'm going where I'm celebrated, I'm going to give you all I got. And what do I got? I got some funny jokes for you. I got some funny promo videos for you. That's what I got. I can do that. UFC 287, Alex Pereira versus Izzy Adesanya. This is number 2. Well, really, it's number 4. That goes down Saturday, April 8th at a bar named Sue, 8136 South State Street. So pull up. And then later on this in the month of April, Fierce Fighting Championship at the Maverick Center for Fierce Fighting Championship number 25, I believe. I believe it's 25. Friday, April 21st at the Maverick Center. Doors open at 5 p.m. Fights start at 6 o'clock. If you want more information, go onto their website, fiercefightingchampionship.com. Merch is out. Thank you to everybody and anybody that has bought a t-shirt, a sweater, a hoodie, all that money that you buy a shirt with. I get a small, very small percentage of it, but it comes right back into the podcast. It comes back into the studio. It costs money, and your boy's broke, and I have a family, and my family is gonna leave me if I keep on having to take fruit roll-up money to pay rent. So please help me. For only $35 a month, you can help me keep the studio and keep my family happy. Please consider it. I go by the name of Drerawka, allrock.com, ALLRAWK.com, Drerawka on Instagram, DRERAWKA. Whew, what an episode. I hope you all have the day you deserve and always protect your light. We out. Peace.